Yeah, this Cassidy the Hustler. Shout out Mikey T, the movie star. We on a report card radio. Stay tuned in, man. You already know how he carry it. Easy.
I want to speak about your first time meeting Meek Mill.
I don't even remember the first time I met Meek. I knew Meek for a long time, so the very first time I met him, I don't even remember.
Was it sessions with you, Swizz, Meek, and ARAB? Could you remember any of that for me?
Nah, I don't never remember that. I don't remember that. But I remember like I was working with ARAB at the time, and he was telling me about Meek. He was like telling me Meek, you know what I mean, telling me Meek was hot and all this. He was doing his thing. So, you know what I mean? I think Ab might have even introduced me to Meek. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even remember how I met Meek, but I think Ab might have introduced me, like, took me down north somewhere where Meek was at, to, like, one of the houses he was at, and he came out. But at this time, Meek wasn't Meek. Like, he ain't have no records out. Like, he might have had some shit on the streets that niggas knew, like, to know he was hot. But I'm talking about, I was in New York. Like, I wasn't in the city. I'm moving around. So you would have had to do it a little bigger for me to know you. So they start telling me, like, yo, he doing little shit. And they start playing me his music. But he was, like, up and coming. Like, he wasn't, like, lit or, like, Meek or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I seen potential in him, like, his work ethic. Every time I would come back down to check him, he would have new songs or new mixtapes about to drop, or he'll always be hitting me like, yo, I'm working on this, or I need you on this. Like, his work ethic was crazy. So I started go to the city and check him. I remember when I first grabbed my bent, I went through the city. We was running around. Me, him, and his peoples, we are driving around. We went out to eat wild times, but a lot of times he would call me to the studio. We would work on records. I even bought him the jersey in the studio that I was working at. We worked on more records. I had a show in New York City in Manhattan. This one he was dropping the mixtapes. He was like lit in the city, but in New York, they wasn't like all the way familiar with Meek yet. So I brought him out on stage, let people know this my man Meek, let him perform out there. So we had like a little relationship. We did a lot of records that you could pull up, like even that record he had, I'm in my bag, I'm in my bag, no, you know, I'm in my bag. Like that I'm in my bag song he had, I think it was me and Gilly on it. But I jumped on the remix to that. I jumped on a lot of records with me and threw him on records with me, him, and AR. So, you know what I mean? I've been was fucking with him from the city and always wanted to see him accomplish the most and do his thing.
Wow, so you actually can credit ARAB with actually bringing Meek to the table. Do you think that's possibly a joint venture that you could have done?
With Meek?
Yeah, looking back at it.
Well, I was talking to Meek about it. I even offered Meek, at that time, my production company was up and running. So I offered Meek a situation where he probably could have, you know what I'm saying, released some music. But he had his own focus. He had his thing he wanted to do. So, you know what I mean? I ain't really press it. I just threw it out there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
He could have probably did something. Who knows, man? But like I said, I ain't signed AR. I wasn't signing people, so I wasn't really ready. He probably understood that. Like, I wasn't ready for an artist. Like, I was just getting independent and figuring out how I'm going to move as a businessman for my own brand. So I was more focused on myself. If I was still in the same place and had the same machine behind me and everything, then I could have focused on signing artists and doing things like that. But I was just focusing on regrouping my own brand, so I couldn't have focused on another artist at the time anyway.